Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Virtual Sunday School. Today's lesson is called Jesus and the Children, and it is actually my favorite story in the whole Bible. Now, I do love a lot of stories in the Bible, but this one is my favorite. This story talks about how Jesus found the children to be so important and how he taught the rest of the adults how important children are. And so today our story starts out with Jesus on his journey into Jerusalem. We've heard a lot of stories about Jesus's journey into Jerusalem. Last week we talked about Jesus and Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was the young man who was so tiny that he got onto the tree so that he could see Jesus as he came in. So this week we're going to talk about Jesus as he continued to come into Jerusalem. What happened to him then? So let's go to the Godly Play materials and talk about it there. So our story begins here. Once every year, the people of God would go to Jerusalem, the holy city of God, to celebrate the feast of Passover. So here is the city of Jerusalem, and here is the road that Jesus journeyed to get into the city of Jerusalem. And so the people of God would come to the city of Jerusalem every year for Passover so that they would remember how God led them through the waters to freedom. So this year, Jesus is on his way. So here's Jesus. You can tell it's Jesus because of the way that his hands are outstretched. Also, what you may notice is that he doesn't have holes in his hands. So in this story, Jesus has not yet been crucified. So Jesus is walking into Jerusalem, and his disciples decided to come with him because they were worried about him. And so crowds of people came to hear Jesus, which is why the disciples were so worried. So they stayed close by to make sure Jesus was safe, and crowds of people would come. And then the children of those people came and also heard Jesus, and they wanted to get a closer look. So these children started moving towards Jesus when the disciples stepped in and blocked them. And the disciples said, "No, do not bother Jesus. He has important work to do." But then Jesus said, "Move aside, my friends. Let the little children come to me. Do not stop them, for it is to such belongs the kingdom of heaven." So that is our story today, friends. I know that it's a short one, but it is still a very important one. I love this story because I love the way that Jesus tells the adults that children are just as important. Back during this time, children were not seen as important as they are today. Children hardly had any ability to do what they wanted. And so Jesus saw the true nature within the child's heart. And Jesus said to the adults around him that the kingdom of heaven belongs to the little children. I wonder what you think that means. What do you think it means that Jesus says the kingdom of heaven belongs to the little children? What behavior that children have that you think Jesus wants in the kingdom of heaven? I appreciate you all watching this story today. I hope you all are doing well and able to enjoy some time outside. I have attached some questions to the email from this video to further your discussion of the story. Also, Miss Erin has done a really wonderful craft this week that I hope you're able to check out. All the supplies that you need should be stuff that you can find easily in your own homes. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye, everyone.